Okay? Now, as I've said earlier, they try to claim that abortion isn't murder. Well, that's just a load of rubbish, folks. The first thing is that reproduction always produces a new member, and a life of the same species. A giraffe always has a giraffe, an elephant, and a human being always reproduces a new human being. Okay? The objective scientific evidence proves, without any doubt, that the womb-trapped child at any stage is a human being. It's a whole new life form. And the point of abortion, okay, is to murder that life form because they don't want the child. They admit that that's what it's for. We don't want to care for our kid or whatever it is, so we'll murder it. Okay? So they're right off the offset, they're really admitting that it's a child and they're murdering it. The other arguments are things like, oh, it's not conscious, it doesn't have a brain in the early stages. And that is representing of truth. Okay? That's the scientific fact. Okay? But a person undergoing a heart operation isn't self-aware or able to consciously think, and he's still a human being. He's not supposed to be murdered. So if you can have an unconscious human being or a non-self-aware human being, how can the fetus be excluded from being a human being, okay, if you can have an unconscious human being? You're only saying it's not a human being because it is not currently conscious, but it will be conscious, just like the man in the operation isn't conscious and will be in the future. Now, I'm not going to go into great length about what makes abortion murder in this video. The reason is that I have absolute proof and evidence, and I will argue any point, okay, via my website. Now, at any time, you can log on to that website, okay, scroll down to the bottom of the page and click on abortion, or email me and I'll answer any questions that is showing you and proving to any sane person that abortion is murder. But I want to save time to discuss something more important in this video, and that's something that's not often discussed, and that is, why does society sponsor the mass murder of children via abortion? Why? Well, the answer, folks, is again the concept of the poison container. Okay? It knows that because of the societal conditioning and victimization as a child that all citizen slaves go through, that most citizen slaves in adulthood are extremely enraged and angry and frustrated. They're often homicidal and suicidal. Now, this is often on a subconscious level. This is suppressed. It is consciously denied and not felt within that person's reality, but it's still there. And social leaders know this. And that's why some people suddenly explode for no reason and start murdering people, because they have this rage. They say, I don't know why. Because that rage has come to the surface and boom, something happens. Something snaps. Now, the thing is, okay, your social leaders know that some of them will assault workers who pay taxes. They might even try to kill the Prime Minister or the President or whatever is the leader of your country. They might become serial killers. So therefore, they have to have an outlet, a vent for this rage. Men have got war and hunting and things where men are largely represented, so they needed a new avenue of legal murder for women. And they've decided, since they've already got the family unit structure, since children are already sacrificed to that structure as subhuman, let's make it children. Let's say that you can murder your own children in your womb, and we'll just call it abortion. And that's the point, to arouse the rage of adult female citizen slaves. Now, the individual woman having an abortion may not realize that this is what is happening and that this is the case. That is true, but it is still the mechanism that is operating. And scientific studies have shown, okay, that when abortion is legalized, crime, okay, by women especially, steadily falls. Okay? Proving, if it analysed correctly, that abortion is simply a fodder for crime. It is a crime. It's murder of children, but it just not. You just pretend it isn't a crime. That's how you solve it. You put all your energies, all your hate into one action, murder 100,000 children or so every year, and say, oh, that's not a crime, that's not an issue, and just deny it. That's your solution. It's crazy. Now, with these murders, okay, you all you're doing, okay, is you're putting it on the poor kids. These these abortion clinics are just murdering children. Okay? Now, if you look at the psychological studies on abortion, and like I say, the poison container, that also precisely explains why crime drops. Okay? Crime drops off when people start having abortions. For example, now some people will say, well, why do old men commit less crimes? Well, the answer is simple. They have wives. The wife has an abortion and she starts to empty her poison container. She's got an outlet now for her rage. So the husband abuses the wife more. So the husband empties his poison container into the wife, and she in turn empties it by abortion, by taking it out by murdering the little child in the womb. So you see, we're going to see that drop in crime all about the board, not just in women of pregnant age. Now, so that's how abortion works. Abortion is the legalized murder of children, and social leaders in society allow abortion for the express purpose of having an outlet for the suppressed rage, hate, and frustration of the adult citizen slaves. Okay? That concludes this brief basic lecture on abortion and legalized serial killing in Australia. But you should get more information on this subject via my website at www.truthmedia.8k.com, because it's a very complicated subject. Thank you for watching, and I hope that instead of doing an abortion-based murder, you consider that you are murdering a child and find more appropriate and truth-based ways to reflect the victimization and abuse that you've suffered at the hands of your evil, lie-based, twisted, deranged society. This has been Seer Travis Truth.